Hello YouTube, it is Chris here, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about fidget spinners and do they belong in your everyday carry. Welcome back everybody, and thank you for sticking with me. Like I said, today we're going to be going over fidget spinners and my everyday carry. And for some of you reading the title, you're going to be like, oh crap, did Chris fall for the spinner craze too? Well, yes and no. At first, I didn't. I thought they were weird, I thought they were silly, I didn't see the point. But to be totally honest, I never got a good one in hand. Well, my kids wanted one and all that jazz, and with my oldest son being autistic, he's got high anxiety, he fidgets and daydreams like no one's business, and it's a thing that he can't help. But at any rate, fidget spinners crept into my household regardless. So they were playing with them, and I was like, oh, give me this thing, let me see what this is all about. So we were spinning with them, and I gotta say, they were kind of fun. So my curiosity got the better of me, and I wanted to see what it was like to get some higher quality stuff for me personally. Due to the fact that we went on a camping trip with my bosses over at Wazoo Survival Gear, and we did some filming and some testing. Well, we took a fidget spinner, and I know a lot of you guys saw that video here on my channel, where we actually started a fire with a fidget spinner. And once I saw there was a multifaceted usage, it'll help my kid with his autism, to kind of help him focus and relax, and kind of if he gets too anxious about something and he's getting really fidgety, I can kind of hone and kind of focus that energy on one particular object. As a lot of people see, they seem pretty simple, silly, and useless. Like, oh, they spin. Yes, but a lot of kids have been taking and using the balance points from finger plates and the centrifugal force from the spin to give them an opportunity to do tricks where they can balance it on their hands and do, just crazy stuff with them. And my kids have a lot of fun with that type of challenge. What you see before you are spinners that are in the $40 to $150 range. There you will see some clones or Chinese copies of a lot of these designs, but these are actually all the originals. This one comes from a company here in Texas called MechForce, and this is called their Delta Core. This thing is an absolute freaking monster. It spins really well. And it's got these little slots for tritium, so if you ever do some tricks and some spinning with it at nighttime, that will allow you to actually have, obviously, a glow effect with it for an extra cool factor. But and these guys do like firearm accessories, and they got into the game. And then there's this company called Nomad EDC, and as you can hear, this thing is almost virtually silent. It spins for a really long time, and there is something about that whole centrifugal force spinning it back and forth that is kind of fun. My son has autism, so for me, I have a very strong need to want to have this around because it's something he enjoys and it helps him focus his energy in a positive way. 2, there is a fun factor for it, and not necessarily, you don't have to be someone who has high anxiety, depression, nervousness, any high stress levels to want to play with these or have them in your pocket for any situation. There's people who like spin tops, there's people who like yo-yos, there's people who just like things because they like them. So if you like them for that reason, that's good enough. But for me, the third and final big reason why I find these acceptable to put into my everyday carry, not all of them at one time obviously, is the fact that if I need to in an emergency, I can actually use the bearings on the fidget spinners as a bearing block for an emergency bow drill fire if I have no other gear with me and all else fails. Now let's dive into my everyday carry for May 2017. Now, this blade is something that I really wanted to touch on really quickly due to the fact that, well, I got this at PrepperCon, and this is the Launch 7 by Kershaw. I actually got this at Blade HQ at their physical headquarters when I was in Utah for PrepperCon, and this blade is super sharp, it's nice and lightweight, it has a sweet design to it, good ergonomics, and this thing has some sick rapid deployment. Now you guys will definitely see some more of that in my pocket. You're definitely going to see a review on that because I love that blade, but I definitely want to be one of the first people to show you this because that is a sweet knife. As most of you know who follow me on social media, you know that I am now the social media coordinator for Wazoo Survival Gear. So naturally I will have Wazoo Survival Gear on my everyday carry due to the fact that, well, it just makes sense, and I wouldn't join their team and be a part of them unless I like their gear already. So for me, in the summer months and with my casual everyday wear, I rock their bushcraft necklace, which is a ferro rod and a ceramic striker. Now, you'll see in a video on the Wazoo Survival Gear channel, and I'll put a link to that in the video description, where you actually see my 11-year-old son starting a fire with this by itself, which is pretty freaking rad. We've got my paracord belt from Wazoo Survival Gear, and you'll notice on the ends of this right here, there's actually a full-on survival kit tucked away inside the lip or rattler area of this kit. There's a fishing kit, there's a wire saw, the ferro rod, all that good stuff in there. And the actual buckle portion is a striker if need to. And you can take all of that stuff out without losing the functionality of the belt, which makes it absolutely terrific. Now, to couple with that, I rock two of their paracord bracelets on the other side. I rock the Adventure bracelet and the Mountaineer. Now, for some people, like, that's a lot of paracord bracelet. Yeah, I wear them on different hands, though. And I've decided to, for an experimental purpose, not wear a watch and just strictly use my phone. So it gives me an extra space on my wrist. Now, I actually have an excuse to want to carry both because this one carries a fishing kit and some good fishing line and all that good stuff. It has the compass. They both have the Firestorm buckle with the fat packs, the whistle, the ceramic blade, the retro reflector on the back end, the signal mirror that has a plastic coating, which is why you see kind of that smudging and oil on it, and it's got the rubber band, so you could use this in a slingshot scenario for some small game hunting if you needed to. But the Mountaineer is very similar, but this one actually has a wire saw built in it instead of a fishing kit, so I actually have a really good excuse to wear both of them and kind of get a feel for them at the same time. And last but certainly not least, inside of my everyday carry are attached to my keys. I've got my key bar, I've got this Princeton Pulsar light, I've got my titanium whistle, but we've got these two pieces from Wazoo Survival Gear. This is a folding ceramic knife, which is pretty darn sweet. I like it because it's really small. You take the O-ring seal off, and you actually have a really sharp ceramic blade that will literally shave the hair right off of your arm. But you can use it as a ferro rod striker if you need to in an emergency. But then we also have the woodchuck keychain, and this bad boy has a ferro rod in it, and it also has a wire saw, so if you needed to actually have a tool to process wood, you have it right on your keychain, even if you had nothing else on you. I had a company called Nomad reach out to me, and they have this thing called the Thor key, which is basically a leather strap, very similar to key bar, but it's one-sided to be more kind of like a smaller keychain device for people who don't have, we'll say, 4 keys or less, realistically. There's a cool little bottle opener attachment to it, and I'm going to be trying this out come next week, but I'm getting ready to leave in about 2 hours to head to the Self-Reliance Expo in Irving, Texas, which is why this video is kind of getting pushed along pretty quickly. And I'm going to be rocking the Thor key, but so that's where they approached me to check out the Thor key. But they also sell fidget spinners, which is this one. This is their Pro Fidget Spinner Q1, I believe that's what they call it. But this is one of my favorite ones. And if you listen really carefully, it's like virtually silent. I like it. I like the all black matte finish on it. It's not very flashy. It does have some really good spin times on it. It's very low profile, but I was like, sure, I'll go ahead and check it out. But what they are doing for my viewers specifically is there's going to be a 20% discount code right here that you can use on Amazon. So if you want to check out the Thor key and pick this up for yourself, or you decide that the fidget spinner is something you're really interested in, you can go pick that up and save 20%. So that was a big thank you from Nomad, so I definitely want to give them a big thumbs up and thank them for doing that for us, because that's something they did not have to do. Next up is my trusty little flashlight from Olight. This is the S10 Arbiton version 3. I love this bad boy because it has a rechargeable RCR 123 alpha battery. It's also at the clip, so if I need to use this as a hat light, I can, and that will do really good things for me. But it's also really, really bright and doesn't take up a lot of space in my pocket. Now, moving over to the right, we've got my handy dandy Leatherman multi-tool. This is my sidekick. I have no reason or excuse or need to basically get rid of this thing, and I love it. It's got really good tools. It's got a knife and a folding saw right on the outside if I need them for easy access, and it also has the spring-loaded pliers. But the biggest selling point for me is the pocket clip, so I can put this in my pocket. I don't have to have a special holster for this thing. Next is my wallets. This is the Travax Contour, and this is a freaking neat wallet. You guys saw me rocking this a little while back. I actually did a review on this, and I enjoy this wallet completely. It's got the bottle opener. It's a nice thin profile leather wallet. I've really been into leather wallets lately, but the one I kind of harkened back to is my Off-Amir Gun Deck wallet. This is kind of like an envelope style wallet, and it does a really, really good job. But I like it because it's a full-size wallet. It gives me access to my cash, but I can put in a lot of cards, IDs, and these cool tools that we're going to jump into real quick. Now, these are some of the card tools that I've got in my wallet. This is the Burnable Business Card by Wazoo Survival Gear, which you've seen. And it also, I like it because it comes with a Fresnel lens, so I have a magnifying lens if I need it, which is really important to me. Then we have some cards by Readyman. We have a lockpicking set, and we have an overall hunting and fishing kit set, which is pretty nice. Then we've got, this is also from Readyman, which is pretty cool. This is basically a cheese grater that is designed to allow you to process fat wood and tinder into really fine shavings. So when you're using a ferro rod, you've got another backup. Plus it has a little saw to break up some small stuff. But I thought this was a cool new innovation. They actually showed this to me at PrepperCon and let me take that home with them. And then for everyday carry, for bottle opening, any tools I need in an urban environment, things like that, I've got the lever card tool with me. I love this thing to death. I know you guys saw this in previous videos. This thing is freaking sweet. This is their tool called Pro, and I'm definitely going to be linking this in the video description as well. Now, last but not least are my knives. Now, I know you guys saw the Kershaw Launch 7, which is an absolutely sweet knife. We also have the Benchmade 560 Freak, which also did really well on my YouTube videos. I think performs really, really well. This was a first production run in S30V. I love this knife. It's just a really, really good folder. But we have some other ones that you guys may not have seen on my channel before. We've got the Medium Espada in OD Green, XHP steel with the DLC coating. It's really, really sharp. I like this for a utility knife, but also in a self-defense situation because of the way the hand grips just really sink down into your hand. You're not going to be losing any grip, but it keeps it from being so big that it's not obnoxious for most users who don't like really big knives. Now, for those of you who like big knives, but you don't want a heavy knife, we've got the Broken Skull by Steve Austin, which I'm going to be doing a review on very soon. This is awesome. It's XHP steel, DLC coated, fully flat ground. It's super sharp, very similar to the Medium Espada. It's got that nice sweeping clip point, so you're going to have some good piercing capabilities there, but it's a really super slim, lightweight profile blade. It kind of reminds me of a sweet marriage between the Code 4 and also kind of like the Recon 1 with the nice textured G10, but the slim profile of the Code 4. Last but not least is my Big Bertha. This is the Cold Steel 4 Max. Now, there are a few viewers that were asking me about this between other knives, and of course, because of the fact that I love this knife to death, I told them and recommended this knife to them. A few people did actually buy it and pick it up because they just kind of had the funds for it, so they checked it out. And they were astonished. As soon as they got this in hand, they literally freaked out. Mine still to this day is stupid sharp. The CPM 20CV steel is just retarded. It's amazing, like in a good way. It's amazing. It's got a good point for piercing. A lot of my buddies are like, dude, this is like a freaking tank. And this thing is, you can't make this thing go anywhere. This is like literally an indestructible knife. And I love the fact that I've got the Mandalorian laser etched in there by my friends over at JB Knife and Tool, which we're going to be doing a fun project with them really, really soon, and also C2G Fab out of Houston, Texas, with some fun Kydex rigs. But all in all, now this is a hefty knife. This is like a 9.5 ounce knife. So this is not for someone who likes lightweight, slender EDC knives. But as far as folders go, I don't recommend a folder for the wilderness, but if you got stuck in a really crappy situation and you found yourself in an emergency and you needed a knife and all you had on you was a folding knife, this is the end-all be-all knife that I would say this is probably the one you could trust with your life to get you back home with no questions asked. All in all, this is what my everyday carry would realistically look like in an everyday situation. And what I'm going to be doing is a pocket dump for you guys. Check this out to show you what it looks like physically on me. Now keep in mind you don't see my phone because that is what I'm filming with, so don't go panicking when you don't see it like, where's your phone and this and that? I'm filming with it. What do you want from me? And something that I think you guys are going to be seeing with my pocket dump that I'm doing pretty much right now, you will notice that it doesn't really take up a lot of space on my pockets. It doesn't clutter me down, and it's not really annoying. With the separate knives, they're nice and lightweight. I have, now with me, because of being San Antonio being so freaking hot even right now, it is blistering hot outside. I usually wear cargo shorts because I want to have extra pockets on me. I know some people don't like them. They think they're silly. They think they're dumb. It's not their style. But for me, that's what I carry because since I am a gear reviewer and this is kind of my job to test out a lot of gear, I like to have extra room to be able to carry extra gear if I need to. If you are interested in any of the Wazoo Survival Gear products, because I will be able to hand you guys down my employee discount, which will be a promo code down in the video description. You'll see that in every single video description from here on out in all my future videos, where you guys can save 10% off any Wazoo Survival Gear purchase. But one quick announcement we want to give you guys before we go is we have our impending 50,000 subscriber giveaway, and we are trucking along towards that like a lightning, where we're going to be giving away $5,000 worth of awesome gear and prizes. And if you want us to get us there to that goal quickly, we need you guys to throw this video a big thumbs up and share this out with all your friends and family and your social media networks so we can keep growing, thriving, and making awesome videos for you guys. But that just about does it for now. I hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. I'm out.